Mehar Ullah of Pakistan in the red, taking on 23-year-old Guillermo Rigondeaux of Cuba. Rigondeaux of Cuba, the defending Olympic champion in this weight class. Gold in 2000 in Sydney, won the gold on his 20th birthday. And Teddy, this is a young man that has an opportunity, because he's so talented, to not only win gold here in Athens, possibly in Beijing, and maybe even in 2012, because he doesn't even turn 24 until September 30th.
Maybe match the great feat of his fellow countrymen, the heavyweights, Felio Stevenson, Felix Savon, who each won 3 gold medals in separate Olympics.
And if he was able to continue to compete until 2012, that would be a new Olympic record with 4.
It's all in front of him. He was unveiled as the new superstar of the Cuban team in the 2000 games in Sydney when he brought home gold. If Rigondeaux is going to bring home another gold, it will be from the left side with that lead right hand. He knows what to do with opponents that are moving, trying to keep distance. We've talked so much about the American fighters and different fighters from other nations having trouble with the European style. The Cubans understand what to do. They jab to the body as that. Then they bring it up to the head. They control distance. They do not allow you to control them with that style. When they're not working, they step out, make you come to them.
Pakistan, one of 13 nations that has hired Cuban coaches to run their program. Reynaldo Alvarez is the Cuban coach working with Pakistan. Let's get a look at Guillermo Rigondeaux. See the medal winners from Cuba in the bantamweight division. And Teddy, they've had quite a run there. Yoel Casamayor has turned into an outstanding pro, and Rigondeaux has a chance to do very well.
And here's a little example of how he gets it done.
The head coach of the Cuban squad, you see him waving his arms there, that's Sorbelio Fuentes. And you can see the Cuban boxers are well schooled. And Teddy, we've had a chance, you and I, to watch the Cuban coaches closely, and the analogy that I like to use is they're a lot like New York Yankees manager Joe Torre. They're very quiet in the corner. They don't do a lot of yelling. And only when absolutely necessary do they feel they have to really guide one of their boxers through it. They feel like all the work's been done in the gym and the preparation, and now they sort of let the athletes just take care of what they've been schooled in, and they obviously listen.
And like Joe Torre, they have the horses.
Right.
Doesn't hurt. Makes you a smarter manager or trainer. Speaking about being smart, Rigondeaux will do a lot of things in the ring. Use his legs, use that right hand from the southpaw stance, and he will do more with that right hand than just jab or hook. Watch him. He will miss sometimes with the jab or the hook over the shoulder of the opponent, in this case, Ullah. And then he will use that hand while it's in that position to steer the opponent off balance.
Rigondeaux ahead by 10. Remember, if you lead by 20 at any point in the first 3 rounds, as Ullah goes down, but it was not a knockdown.
Rigondeaux creating space, creating opportunities, creating anxiousness from Ullah, where Ullah will do that, reach in, and at some point Rigondeaux will be there with a punch.
Should finish that point. If you get a 20-point lead at any point in the first 3 rounds, the bout would be stopped. Rigondeaux 13-1 edge. Teddy, you know, obviously we're here in Athens. We're by the water. the tide likes to roll in and out, and the Cubans and 23-year-old Guillermo Rigondeaux know how to orchestrate that tide.
Well, early on, it was Ullah who was stepping out, making himself scarce. Rigondeaux knew exactly what to do. He stepped out, suddenly made Ullah fight his fight. Suddenly he had Ullah cooperating, coming forward, and now Rigondeaux has the landscape he wants.
Cuban in the blue, able to work his left hand in, set up his man. You know, he is the Pan American Games champion, Olympic champion from 2000, won the World Championships in 2001. Actually, Rigondeaux, a little disappointment at last year's World Championships, Teddy. He did not get a medal. He lost in the quarterfinals to Agassi Mamedov of Uzbekistan in a close bout. Ullah from Pakistan in Southern Asia. Pakistan, a nation of 153 million to Cuba's 11.3 million. Pakistan Federation bringing in one of the Cuban coaches, Ronaldo Alvarez, to work. We're told that about 70% of the pay goes to the Cuban government. The coach gets to keep about 30% of it. And it's usually in 2-year blocks or agreements. We were talking with the coach from Greece last night, Luis Pio Martinez, giving us some of the insight. Right after the Olympics, he'll go back to Cuba.
Not necessary tonight so far. But if Rigondeaux ever has any problems from the southpaw stance that he's in, he knows how to fix it. He switches to the orthodox stance. No switching required tonight.
– 17-point edge now for Rigondeaux. 3 more. He gets it to 20. Bout gets stopped.
Right now, Rigondeaux feeling good, feeling loose, completely in control, moving his hands in different directions, trying to set something up.
There it is, Teddy. He gets it to 20. So the Cuban, reigning gold medal champion in the bantamweight division, outclasses his opponent from Pakistan, Mehar Ullah. Teddy, he made it look so easy.
I'm glad you used that word, because what comes to me is smoothness. Very smooth, Rigondeaux.
That's Ronaldo Alvarez of Pakistan, the former Cuban coach who is on loan, or actually for hire, and sees his Cuban compatriot Guillermo Rigondeaux come up with a victory. Rigondeaux